everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would do a little look with the Beautybay Midnight palette. This is the 16 pan. It costs £10. This is what it looks like. I've done a swatch video which will be up before this one. So it's going to be a long one, no doubt, so you might want to grab yourself a drink or a snack or what have you. I have just put some Bobbi Brown illuminating balm on, got some tape on, and I'm going to use the Urban Decay Primer Potion, the original one. So let's just do this. I wasn't going to bother actually today to put some makeup on because I ain't feeling my best today pain-wise, but I look crap. So as I say, this is the 16 pan one, so it's the blues and the purples, and then we have this little in between sort of colour. Well, it's not in between at all, but it's like a grey silver, and we're just going to play about with it and do something. I'm probably going to go for the lilac-y purples because that's what's drawing in my attention. So I'm going to start off with a glitch actually, which is this really nice lavendery shade here, and I'm just going to, whoa, look at the pigment on that bad boy. It is pigmented. If you haven't tried Beautybay's shadows, they are such good quality. Not only are they really affordable, but they are honestly some of the best. I've got a really dry throat today. They're some of the best shadows I think I have ever used. They are so good. The first Beautybay palette that I ever tried was the one with Nikki Tutorials. I have to admit, I think the quality of that one is rubbish. And I'm not the only person to say that. Like, I watched Make Me Up Missa, and she was saying herself that she was pretty disappointed with that palette. And then I got the Wilderness palette. Oh my god, is that palette a dream? I got that for my anniversary. What's going on there though? My eye. What patchy it feels. I got it for my anniversary. Just running this same shade in here. Last year. And it honestly is a dream. Love it. Don't get it in your eye, it tickles. Right, I need to look up and do it. Instead of having pink eye, we'll have purple eye. But yeah, they are really good, so I highly recommend them. I'm not going to get the berries one because I don't really like sort of pinky, reddy toned eyeshadows on me anyway. I think, you know, I suit the greens and the blues and the lilacs, but even though I've got brown eyes, and pretty much if you've got brown eyes, you know, you're lucky because it is kind of patching up a wee bit here though, I'm not going to lie, this shade. Do you see what I mean? Like here. I'll just add a wee bit more, just see if we can get it. I mean, I do have dry eyelids, but they're not bad just now. So I really do feel that that is the shadow. It's done the same a wee bit here, but I laugh because my partner's wee boy says, because I love green eyeshadow so much, he says I'm trying to turn myself into Shrek. Well, not today. Just taking that same shadow. I still struggle quite a bit with matte colourful shadows. Like, I would happily just go in with a shimmer all over the lid and call it a day, because I do get quite stressed out about trying to get it to look nice. Like, see when you see people like Make Me Up Missa and all these different folk, and it just blends a dream for them, and then Julie comes along and tries to do it, and it's like, no, Julie, that's a bit what it's like. Do I want that one? Maybe not. Can't find the right brush. Oh, that'll do. Then I'm going to go into the shade Tranquil, which is like a really light lilac. And I'm going to take a tiny wee bit of that and just run that on that outer edge there. I'm going to look like Dame Edna Everage, aren't I? Hello, possums. Yeah, so we're just running that slightly on that outer edge just to blend that in a bit. Okay. I'm going to go into Lavender with this same brush here, which is way deeper. And then I'm just going to kind of take it, stamp it onto this outer corner and bring it in a wee bit, just to liven it up a bit, even just that wee corner. I'll bring that in and over. And then I am going to take what's left on the brush and just run that under my eye. There again, just placing that in there. A bit more. Again, just running under my eye what's on there. I hate how my shapes, they never match. Drives me up the wall. Like, this one could probably go higher to match that one, but that one just doesn't love me, and it's a war. Right, let's go back into Glitch a minute and see if we can just bring this a wee bit higher to match in that one a bit. What's wrong with you, Glitch? You just do not want to work. You're a wee bit patchy, I feel. Now I feel like that one's too much and that one's not enough. Way great, but then I prefer the shape of the sun. And that one goes more in, and this one goes more out. Oh, fuck knows. So annoying. Right. That's annoying me. So I'm going to take a little bit of concealer, I think, and I'm just going to put it here because I want to just, I don't know what I want to do. This might not even make it to YouTube if it keeps the way it's going. Right. Let's try and just round it a bit to kind of, if I take it from there round, I feel maybe. As I say, this is probably going to be a long video. Right, I'm going to take these tapes off because they're getting on my last nerve. See what I mean? Like, that's got more of the round shape, which I think I prefer. I'm going to leave the eyes there at the minute. Let's just go on to base. And we'll come back. So I am using the IT Cosmetics CC Illuminating Cream on my sponge. This is in the shade Light. This is just the base that I've been using with the mirror the past couple of days, and I've been enjoying it, so I'm going to amp up the brightness a bit so that I can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to pop that over there. I hate having spots. I literally, I'm not joking you, I have not had spots on my face for years. I know it sounds as if it's dragging the sponge, but it's not, and it is damp. I don't like sponges to be like proper soaking. I don't you know what I mean, I'd rather just use them dry actually, but anyway. It's each to their own. As I've always said, every single person does makeup differently. Like even when I did my makeup course in 2020, like the way that the teacher showed us, he said himself that it is different to, you know, the way anybody else or someone else might do it. So you've got to go just with what you think, really. You know what I mean? And not be worrying about what anybody else is thinking. Now, I've got mascara, not mascara, concealer in here, yes. I'm going to use the Conceal and Define in C4. I know it's more pinky toned, but it's going to help with the darkness, especially there. And we'll put some here. We'll just put it all over the place. Let's just do that. I need to get some new concealers at some point, but you need the Spondylix. And again, I'm just going back in with my sponge. We are just going to, I want to take that sort of edge bit away so that I can try to make this round to match that shape. Oh, I'm going to conceal it up on there as if I'm going to do like a cut crease, which I wasn't planning to do, but since I put a wee bit on there, I may as well just take it over my lid. And then we can add the shimmer in then. It's like the sponge was making plans for me. There. I'm very much aware that this concealer is not my shade, but when I got it online, and I got it online like when this concealer first came out. I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. It's just the original one, just to set a little bit under my eyes. This is like a pinky toned as well. I'm just going to use the sponge again, and I'm just going to bounce that in under the eyes there. Prints all over my mirror. I must clean this little mirror like a million times. Okay, so that looks alright, I think. I'm sure I'll get told otherwise. Okay, so I'll go back into the eyes now just to let that settle down, and we will pick a lid shade. I think I'm going to go for jellies. So I'm going to first of all use, oh my nose is so itchy, a little tiny brush. This is a Spectrum A16, and I'm going to take that first on the brush just to see what it's like on the brush, and this is a dry brush. Yeah, see there's fall down now. That's why I was doing my I think I'm going to use my finger. So let's finger. That's better. Sometimes you're as well just going in with your finger and just not, you know, letting the... This isn't one of their super soft sort of formulas. You know, it's quite sheer, but it's still equally nice. Like I think it's a really gorgeous colour. And again, you could amp it up, like if I spray this brush a wee bit, you know, you can just go in with the shadow a little bit, wait there and add that bit more to it if that's what you're wanting for the desired effect. I used to be obsessed with purple and lilac at one point in my teens. It's the only colour I would wear clothes wise. I remember I had this lilac fleece. Oh, I loved it. But I've always liked greens and teals as well, but that's really pretty. Okay, go back on my finger first. It's nice and subtle. I mean, if I hadn't taken the purple maybe all the way up, it wouldn't look as insane. But anyway, you live and learn, don't you, when you're playing about with makeup? I used to just always concentrate it just onto these parts. I would never ever take the shadow any further up because I always just thought it would look horrendous, which it probably does, but hey ho. We're just having a play about. If only I was better at being more creative and stuff. I swear though, it's like, see if I decided not to film this today, it would probably go loads better, because that seems to be what happens with me, is that if I decide not to film it, then the makeup goes great, and if I decide to film it, it just doesn't go the way I want it to. Seems to be like the story of my life. I am finding it's slightly more hard to blend though. But look at that, it's lovely. I still don't feel like there's a lot of pigment from that one, so I'm going to take a tiny little bit of electric, which is like crazy. This is more, oh, maybe just add that to that outer part. I would say this one's more if you were going to do like a smoky purple eye, this electric colour. Right, okay. I'm going to go back into jellies and just add a bit more of that in because that's kind of gone sugar whiffy. The Beautybay emblem that's in this shadow is completely gone now. And I only got the palette yesterday. Okay. Step away from the palette. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Okay, I'm going to use, if I can find it, Where is it? If I used it, so where are you hiding? There we go. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Classic Brown liner. Let's have a look. How did that go? Okay. I'm going to add my mascara. I'm still using the Tarte Artist. We'll move on to something else soon. But while this one is open, because I hate having loads of mascaras open. I know that loads of YouTubers, you know, because they're doing different looks and trying different stuff, they have different ones open, but they're lucky enough that they get sent stuff and they can afford to go and replace them. I can't, so this is how I choose to do it. It's like my friend Laura sent me the Essence Lash Princess one, and I haven't used it yet, but it's not because I don't like it or anything like that. I just haven't, you know, I had this one before I got those ones, so I'm just kind of trying to use them like that, you know. I feel like that spot sticks out like a bloody sore thumb. Let's get some concealer popped on there. Right, we'll just leave that to sit for a minute or two. I don't know, I like the eye look. I don't dislike it, but if I'm honest with you, I think the green palette shimmers are better. Right, so while that's doing its thing, I'm going to take the KVD Good Apple in Tan 066, which I know isn't my shade, but I use it for a bit of a cream blush. As you can see, the colour is definitely too dark for me. I need to amp the light up a bit so that I can see, so that I'm not putting too much. And then what I do is I get another brush and I just sweep it in through the skin. As you can see looking at it, especially when I like that, it looks dead orange. I need another brush that is not working for me to get it into the way I want it. And then I just go back in again, and if I want more I just take it from my hand, but I also bounce off a lot of it because you don't want too much. And essentially, well, not essentially, it's a foundation, so it's giving you colour, but it's also giving you more foundation coverage, if you know what I mean. So as much as you're using it for the bronzing, you're using it, when you're using it, it's the foundation as well, so it's a double whammy. And then I'll take a wee bit, I like to have bronze across here, because if I am in the sun, it hits me across there as well. Oh, get this hair out of the way. And then what's left on it, I just take a little bit like that and then work it in, and make sure that you're really working in, because if not, you're going to see that shadow. Oh, I hate being female, seriously. I swear to God, I thought your periods are supposed to get better as you get older. Just seem to get pain. Right, so as I say, that's that. I'll need to wipe it off. Okay, I can turn the dial doing a wee bit. And then I've just been loving this just now, doing it this way. I'm going to go in with my MUA matte bronzer in Solar. I'm just going to, this is so kick-uppy. But MUA is such an affordable brand. Again, just bounce some of it off, and then I go lightly over the top of just where I have popped that colour. gonna have to do some brush cleaning again this again. And then for blusher today, I'm going to use this one, which Laura sent me for my birthday. It's Petal Cushion Blusher in Coral Pink, and it's by a Korean brand. Look at the packaging, and then look, it's got this cute little puff. I'm not going to use the puff. So I'm just going to take this little tiny brush and we'll swirl it in there. It is super pigmented, so what I'll do again is I just tap it off of my hand, and then I take it and swirl it just at the high points of my face. I used to always just put it on the apples of my cheeks, but now I'm like, no, 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 no. This sort of lifts it more. And then I'll just put a tiny wee bit over my nose. This is like 16 million years long, this video. Alright, and for highlights, I'm going to use my MAC Cream Colour Base in Hush. And I'm just going to use my finger for this. And I'm just going to lightly dab it on there so that it's not lifting any product off of my face. This is my second one of these. I love it so much. And then I'm going to take a wee bit of it down my nose. Some people are not comfortable with these kinds of highlights because they're like, it's cream, it's going to get off. But over the top, I'm going to use my Doll Beauty, and I'm going to use Viva Las Vegas. This is the pinky sort of peachy toned one, and we're just going to take a little bit of that because I absolutely love Doll Beauty highlighters. I was so lucky enough that in, I think it was 2020 I got it. It's normally £40 for that palette, and I got it for £10. Amazing. Okay, is that us? I think I am going to just pop on. Where is it? It keeps moving away. This Fenty cream. Hold on, I've got gloss on. Look at that highlight. This is the Fenty cream in Peach Pout. Look at it. That's gorgeous. Isn't it gorgeous? Maybe doesn't go with this. Look, I'm not so sure, but anyway, that is the finished look, and I should be able to put Set and Spray on now because that mascara should be nice and dry. Normally I do it the other way around, but what do you guys think? If you got to the end of the video, please leave me a purple heart emoji. Sorry that my videos take so long. Hopefully you enjoy them and it's just like sitting here doing makeup with your friend rather than anything else. But yes, this is my finished look. What do you think? Do you prefer this palette or do you prefer the earthy green one? So the shadows that I used are, I used basically all of this top row and this one here. Yeah, that's all of the shadows that I used. These are the two shimmers that I used. As I say, I don't think they're absolutely fantabulously pigmented. The more softer shadows are the blue ones, which I'll do a blue look at some point as well. But yeah, compared to the earthy palette, if you just bear with me, this one, I think I preferred the shimmers on this, and it isn't because it's green, because I do love the purples, but yeah, I still think they're very much worth the money, and I want to do looks with these shimmers down here as well, and the kind of chartreusey colour. So guys, if you stuck with me, thank you so much. As I say, please do leave a lilac heart emoji in the comments if you watched right to the very end. Please do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell to be notified of when I next upload, and I will see you next time. Bye.